In Windows 11 tutorial chapter 2, we're going to be discussing about how to personalize your Windows 11 device. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to actually manage and personalize your device to give your device the feeling as if you are the one that actually configure it from start. So first of all, to personalize your Windows device, what you need to do is you can go to your start menu, and from start menu you can go to settings. You can see I've already actually pinned my settings to my task bar. I can actually unpin it from my task bar. So we have our settings here. So just click on settings. So when you click on settings here, you can see we have what we call personalization. So click on personalization. And for you click on personalization, the first thing you see is actually the background of your device. So when you look at my background, when I go to my background, you can see I've already personalized my background with this beautiful picture with my name, Kelv Global ICT, a cup of coffee, and a laptop. But we can decide to actually give it a different background of our own choice. So what you need to do is click background. So by clicking background, you can see it says personalize your background. At this moment, we are actually personalizing our background with a picture, but we have the option to actually use a solid color. You can see we can choose a color, or we can decide to go for a slide show, or we can also decide to go for a Windows spotlight. But at the same time, I prefer to go for the picture because it gives me the opportunity to put a very beautiful picture of my family, picture of my children, or picture of a place or a vacation you went to and you took a very, very beautiful picture. You can put that picture and personalize that picture on your background of your desktop or laptop. At this moment, I can actually switch to, for example, to this beautiful desktop background. And if I go back again to my background, you can see it just changed to this beautiful background. But let me switch it back again to my customized desktop background. And here you can see it says choose a photo. We can decide to actually browse. If, for example, you have a specific photo picture you want to actually use to personalize your background, you can decide to go to choose a photo and then browse that photo. So by clicking browse, it will take you automatically to your pictures, where definitely you want to move your photos to that picture or to a different location. I can decide to go to download and then import those pictures here. Then choose a picture and then import it into my background. And at this moment, it says choose a fit for your desktop image. You can see we can decide to actually fit to our screen. At this moment, it's actually filled. We can actually stretch it, tile, or we can place it at the center. But I just prefer my background to be filled, so it will cover the whole screen. You can see it's actually filled, taking up the whole screen instead of putting it just some at the center of my desktop screen. And here it says we have also what we call the contrast term. When I click on that, you can see we can decide to actually switch to now we have the aquatic. We can switch to desert, dusk, or night sky. So when I just click on that, so we can decide to actually just click on the night sky, for example, and it will look actually a little bit different. But I just prefer it to be none at this moment, and I don't want. So let me just, so I didn't actually apply it. So when I apply, so it's going to take some time. Say please wait. So let's just try to apply that right now. And this is how your screen will look like. So definitely we can actually just decide to, let me go for example, let me go for the desert or so and click apply and then see what happens. But let me just go for none because I prefer to have a none. Let me just go for none and just click. I just wait for some seconds for it to take effect. So let me just try it again and then click none, and then now we click apply. Clicking apply is going to take some few seconds for all the effect to take changes. And here we go. You see everything just changed back again to none. So let me go back again to personalization. And under personalization, we are still in background. Actually, you can see now we don't have any more options on background. But let me go back again to personalization. And here we have our color. So when I click on a color, you can see we can actually, at this moment, say choose your mode. It's actually in light. We can actually go for the dark. I just wait for some seconds. You can see what happened. My screen just changed to dark, but I'll prefer it to be light instead of it being dark. So everything just went back again to light. So that's how you can actually change the color of your screen. If you think, okay, you want to have a different color, you prefer the dark color, you can actually go for that. But mind you, if I want to actually, for example, I want to actually lock my screen, you know, when you are not using your device for some times, it goes into a lock mode. So this is where you actually manage your screen lock. At this moment, you can see here we have our lock screen status. You say personalize your lock screen. At this moment, I'm actually using a picture to personalize my lock screen. I can decide to go for a slideshow, which of course you're going to browse and import those pictures you want to use for the slideshow. But let me just go for a single picture. So at this moment, you can see I'm actually using this. We have this beautiful picture from Microsoft, which was actually pre-configured, but I can decide to actually browse to my photos and then select my personalized picture I took somewhere or the one I created myself, and I can use that as my lock screen. And also, if you have been using Windows 10 for some time, remember when you lock your screen, you get some tips, some tricks, and some information from Microsoft. Here you can see it says get more facts. I can actually just switch that off if I want, or I can just leave it on because sometimes I love the information I get about the specific location. And it says the lock screen status actually changed to none at this moment, but we can actually modify that. But if I want to change the screen timeout of my device, what I need to do is the following. I can just click on screen timeout, and here it says screen and sleep. So just click on that. And you can see it says when plugged in, turn off my screen after 10 minutes. But at this moment, I can actually switch from 1 minute to, for example, let me just leave this for 30 minutes. And when you switch to 30 minutes, when you switch it automatically get configured. You don't have the option to actually save it or click apply. So I can just go back again to my personalization and then go back again to my lock screen. And here we have also the screen saver. So let's just click on the screen saver. And by clicking on the screen saver, you can see what we have. First of all, my screen saver is set to none. So I can actually change it to a 3D test. And if I click preview, this is what you're going to see. And also we can actually switch, for example, to bubbles. And if I click preview, this is how it's going to look like. And also you can see it says wait is 1 minute. We can actually decide to increase it to our own choice of 5 minutes or even more. So let me just cancel that. And again, let me just go back again to personalization. And in personalization, you can see we already discussed about the touch keyboard when I on chapter 1, but let me just go to our start. So when you go to start here, you can see it says show recently added apps. You can switch it on or off. So when you click say show recently added apps on your start menu, so when you go to the start menu, any app, when you click on your start menu, any app you recently add will actually be shown here. And also it says show most used apps. When you switch it off, your show most used apps will not be displayed on your start menu, but when it's on, it will definitely be shown. For example, you can see if you have some apps you've been using often, it's going to be actually displayed here on your start menu. And we also have folders. The folders appear on start next to the power button. So let's just click on that. And now we have some options. Okay, let's look at this. If I go to my start menu, here is my power button. At this moment, you can see we are not seeing any task or any information here. So let me just try to put some on. For example, I need File Explorer, Document, and let me just click add the download and music. If I go to my start menu and check, now I now have my document, download, music, and File Explorer. So if you think you use this often, you have the music. You just go to your start menu, and then I just go to music, click on music, and you can see I have my music direct. So let me close that And let me just switch some of this off. For example, the doc file explorer, I cannot always have that. So let me just leave the download and music to be on, and then go back again to one step backward. And also, let me go back into personalization. And here we have our taskbar. So on the first chapter, well, we already discussed about the taskbar. So if you want to know more information about how to manage your taskbar, check chapter 1. If you skip it, just go to chapter 1 on this tutorial. I've already discussed about our taskbar. And lastly, on this chapter, we have our font. So when you click on the font, here you can see the different fonts which are actually pre-configured on this device. When I scroll down, you can see we have different fonts. So it says download fonts for all language. You can just click on that and the different fonts will be downloaded to your device. So these are the different fonts you have. You can see they are all actually in different style and mode. And you also have for different countries, for like, for example, Chinese, India, and some other language which you may be familiar with.